I ate dinner alone on the night my wife was supposed to be celebrating our 12th anniversary with me. 2 plates sat on the table. 2 candles burned down slowly. The chicken went cold before the potatoes did. And across from me, where Claire should have been sitting, there was only her phone charger, a folded napkin, and the quiet little lie she had texted me at 6:42 p.m. Pottery class is running late. Don't wait up. That was the 3rd Thursday in a row her pottery class had run late. At first, I wanted to believe it. Claire had started taking the class after New Year's because she said she needed something for herself, something creative, something away from work, bills, and the gray routine our marriage had become. I understood that. I really did. She worked at a dental office. I managed inventory for a hardware supplier. Our lives weren't exactly exciting. Most nights we ate dinner, watched half an episode of something, then fell asleep with our backs to each other like 2 strangers sharing rent. So when she came home that first month with clay under her fingernails and a smile I hadn't seen in years, I was happy for her. Then the smile stopped being for me. She started dressing better on class nights. Not fancy, just careful. Soft sweaters, perfume, earrings I had bought her years ago that she said were too much for normal days. Her phone stayed face down. She laughed at messages and said, "It's just the class group chat." The pottery instructor's name was Daniel. I heard it more than I wanted to. Daniel said I have good hands for shaping bowls. Daniel says most beginners rush the wheel. Daniel thinks I should submit a piece to the spring showcase. At first I joked, "Daniel sounds like a fan." Claire looked at me over her wine glass and smiled like I was being childish. "Don't make it weird, Mark." That became her favorite phrase, "Don't make it weird." When she came home smelling like sandalwood and not clay, I was making it weird. When I asked why a pottery class ended at 10:30, I was making it weird. When I noticed she had saved Daniel's number under D Studio, I was making it weird. And maybe the worst part was that I wanted to be wrong so badly, I helped her lie to me. I told myself marriage had rough seasons. I told myself jealousy was ugly. I told myself Claire deserved space. But there is a difference between giving someone freedom and standing quietly while they erase you. The night I broke, she came home at 11:17. I was sitting in the dark living room, still wearing the blue shirt I had ironed for our anniversary dinner. She walked in slowly, saw the candles burned to stubs, and stopped. "Oh," she said, "was that tonight?" Not sorry, not guilty, not just mildly inconvenienced. I looked at her, and for a second I couldn't speak, because there was a small smear of clay on her wrist, but her hair was too neat. Her lipstick was faded in the way lipstick fades after being kissed, not after drinking coffee. "Happy anniversary," I said. She sighed. "Mark, please don't do this." That was when something inside me went very still. Not angry, not loud, just still. Because I realized she wasn't afraid of hurting me. She was annoyed that I had noticed. If you've ever had someone make you feel crazy for noticing the truth, tell me in the comments. And if stories about betrayal, rebuilding trust, and finding your dignity again hit close to home, subscribe. Because sometimes the quietest people are the ones who finally change everything. The next morning, I didn't confront her. I called in sick. Then I drove to the pottery studio. It was a converted warehouse downtown with tall windows and little hanging plants in the entrance. On the wall were photos from student showcases. Claire was in 3 of them. In one photo, Daniel stood behind her with his hand resting low on her back. Not friendly, familiar. I asked the woman at the desk about signing up for a beginner class. She smiled, handed me a brochure, and mentioned Daniel taught private lessons too. Private lessons. That phrase stayed in my head the whole drive home. That night, while Claire was in the shower, her phone lit up on the kitchen counter. D Studio. Last night was perfect. I hate going home after you. I stared at it until the screen went black. My hands didn't shake. That surprised me. I took a picture of the message with my phone. Then I put hers back exactly where it had been. After that, I stopped asking questions and started paying attention. Hotel parking charges on our credit card. A $186 dinner at a restaurant Claire claimed she hated. A receipt in her purse for men's cologne. A second Instagram account where Daniel posted studio nights and Claire liked every photo within minutes. Then I found his wife. Her name was Elise. She had a small bakery page online. Wedding cakes, lemon tarts, photos of Daniel standing beside her at holiday markets, smiling with the same hands he had put on my wife. I sat with that for 2 days, not because I doubted what to do, because I wanted to make sure I wasn't becoming someone I wouldn't recognize. But betrayal has a strange way of teaching you the difference between cruelty and consequences. Claire had brought another man into our marriage. Daniel had brought my wife into his. So on the following Thursday, when Claire told me she had class again, I said, "Okay." She looked relieved. That hurt more than I expected. At 8:15, I parked across from the studio. At 9:03, Claire and Daniel left through the side door together. At 9:28, they checked into a small hotel near the river. At 9:41, I sent Elise everything. The photos, the receipts, the message, the dates. I didn't write a speech. I only wrote, "I'm sorry, you deserve to know." She replied 40 minutes later, "Thank you. I already suspected. I just needed proof." The next morning, Daniel's world began to crack. Elise posted nothing dramatic, no screaming captions, no public meltdown. She simply changed the locks on the bakery, removed his name from the business page, and contacted a divorce attorney. But Claire's fall was louder, because Daniel panicked. He told people Claire had pursued him. He told the studio owner she was obsessive. He tried to save his marriage by making my wife look like the problem. And Claire, who had built her little fantasy on being desired and special, suddenly became the woman everyone whispered about. The dental office heard, the studio heard, the friend group heard. Not because I shouted, because lies always need silence to survive, and I stopped providing mine. When Claire finally confronted me, she looked different. No softness, no confidence, just fear dressed up as anger. "You ruined my life," she said. I was packing my clothes into 2 suitcases. "No," I said. "I stopped protecting the version of your life that required me to be humiliated." She cried then, not the kind of crying that comes from remorse, the kind that comes from losing control. "It didn't mean anything," she whispered. I looked at her. "That's worse, Claire." She wiped her face and said, "We can fix this." And for 1 second, I saw our whole marriage in my mind. The early years, the cheap apartment, the way she used to fall asleep holding my hand. The woman I had loved before she started treating my trust like something disposable. I wanted that woman back, but she wasn't standing in front of me. Only the person who had forgotten our anniversary because she was with another man. So I zipped the suitcase. "No," I said, "I can fix me." I filed for divorce 2 weeks later. Claire lost friends, respect, and the clean little image she had protected so carefully. Daniel lost his marriage, his job at the studio, and the bakery life he had been pretending to honor. As for me, I moved into a quiet apartment with bad lighting and a balcony that overlooked a parking lot. And somehow, for the first time in years, I could breathe. I still think about that anniversary dinner sometimes. The cold food, the empty chair, the candles burning down for someone who had already left me emotionally long before she left the house. But I don't feel embarrassed anymore. I showed up for my marriage. She showed me why I needed to leave it. And sometimes, the most powerful revenge is not destroying someone. It's telling the truth, walking away, and letting them live in the reputation they earned.